Hi, I'm Brett Levitt with Advanced Test Equipment Corporation. At Advanced Test, we specialize in high-end test and measurement rentals and are based here in San Diego, California. Today we've got the privilege of taking a look at the California Instruments Tahoe series, which is an AC and DC programmable power source optimized for aerospace and defense applications. This replaced the MX45. This specific Tahoe model is a 45 kVA unit. The Tahoe comes with 15, 22, 30, 45, and 90 kVA options that you can parallel together for up to just over 1 megawatt. This can do DC 16 to 905 Hertz, which enables you to take advantage of DO 160, Mil Standard 704, Mil Standard 1399, among other military and aerospace standards. In the next part of the video, we'll take a look at the front and rear of the instrument, as well as dive into some front panel operation. So taking a look at the front panel of the Tahoe, we've got the power button here. I'm going to go ahead and power it up. We pan over to our colorful touchscreen display here. You can see that we've got some indicator lights on the left side of the display. This indicates if we're in the high range mode operation. This indicates whether we're in constant current or constant voltage mode. You have a source remote mode, as well as fault indicators and LXI indicators. If we pan over to the right side of the display, you've got your knob for selecting and navigating throughout the display, which is also a touchscreen display, and I'll show that here in a second. We've got our output button, which enables the output of the instrument, as well as our emergency stop button. Now if we take a look back at the display, you can see that we are currently in three-phase mode. I'm going to select, you can see with the selector knob that I can navigate through the different modes of operation here. If I click the knob in, it allows me to pull up the dashboard. Now within this dashboard, I've got our three phases, A, B, and C. We can click on the frequency here and change to a specific frequency if we want to. I'm going to go ahead and set it back to 60 Hertz. And if I go back to my menu page here, and I can either knob over to the configuration settings, or I can just manually click and touch that. You can see we have different modes. We're currently in AC mode. If we wanted to set it to DC or AC and DC mode. You can also see that we have three different ranges within this instrument. We're currently set at the 166 setting. If I wanted to change it into that higher voltage setting, you can see that the high range indicator flicks on. We can go back to the dashboard here, and you can also see up here at the top that we're in AC mode and our range is at the 444 VAC. The other thing we can take a look at, if we go back into the system settings, we have a certain number of options already enabled on this instrument. We mentioned the military standards earlier in the video, and here you can see that we have DO 160 enabled, military standard 1704, as well as others that are enabled within this instrument. Taking a look at the back of the Tahoe series, this specific model is wired three-phase with a 208 volt line-to-line AC input, which you can see on the left. On the right, we have our output connections. It's important to note that when wiring up your Tahoe series or any other programmable power source, please refer to the wiring instructions within the user manual. So taking a look at the upper portion of the back of the instrument, we have our USB, RS-232, and LAN communication connections. We also have our trigger in and out, as well as our clock and lock. In this portion, we have the interface to parallel these systems together in the leader-follower mode. And then on the far right here, we have our remote sense input block. All right, now let's take a look at the virtual panels software provided by California Instruments. You can see here that my laptop is connected via LAN Ethernet connection to the back of the Tahoe instrument, which we showed previously. This button allows for you to add transient list editor, which essentially provides a sequencer to add transients into the waveform. You have an output sequencer, as well as an inner harmonics generation capability, and a harmonic waveform generator. There's also an arbitrary waveform generator built in. I'm going to close a few of these tabs here just to create some more space. Here are the standard measurements that you're able to make within the software, as well as the waveform display. Now when we get into the 411, 413, 414 buttons here, that's where we start getting into the military and aerospace standards. 411 provides for voltage, dips, and interruptions test. 413 gives the harmonics and inner harmonics immunity test. 414 is the voltage fluctuations test. For 417, it requires us to be in AC and DC mode. We're currently in AC mode, so I'm going to skip over that one for now. 427 gives you the voltage and phase unbalance immunity pre-compliance test. 428 is the variation of power frequency and immunity test. 429 requires us to be in DC mode, so we'll skip over that one. Here's your DO 160 test. You can see a wide variety of tests that populate on the screen here. This is your military standard 704, as well as your Airbus standard.
Thanks for watching our video on the California Instruments Tahoe series. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to reach out to us at atecorp.com.